Good morning, the honorable educators and all ladies and gentlemen. I'm here today to deliver an affirmative argument for today's motion, which is this House would criminalize individuals who do not recycle. And before that, I would like to define our motion today, which is the word criminalize. I will explain it now. Criminalize here means that the individuals who do not recycle will be facing a consequences of law, will be considered criminals, and will be facing an imprisonment. And the background on why this motion exists is that there are many environmental damage. Well, we know that plastic takes a while. According to some sources, it takes 450 years to decompose. It can damage the environment severely if not handled carefully. And this is why we need to realize why there are many plastic waste. It happened because people are not taking care of the plastic waste. They are not recycling. And why they are not recycling? It actually because their awareness of recycling is still low. And this is where I will state that I agree with this motion that this House would criminalize individuals who do not recycle. And I have three major points to support my argument. The first one is the psychology of society. People tend to break the law, and the tendency to break the law is caused because the penalty is usually too light, too easy for them. And by establishing this law that criminalizing individuals who do not recycle, it will make them scared to break the law, and thus it will make them obey the law to avoid penalty. And when people start to recycle as the part of obeying the law, plastic waste can be reduced. And when plastic waste are reduced, it will lead to a healthier environment, which I will discuss in my next argument. The second point of my argument is environmental health. Less plastic means less damage to the environment, a cleaner environment. This can be achieved by recycling, and it will be easier to understand this by giving an example. The example is a flood. Flood can happen because people throw away trash, and the plastic trash, unable to decompose, will be piled up in the sewers, and this will lead to a flood. But by establishing this law, it can make people recycle, and by recycling means less plastic, and less plastic means there are no more plastic piled up in the sewers. This shows us how recycling can lead to a cleaner environment. And the next point of my argument is the responsibility of the government. Government have the authority to establish the law. And beside that, government also have the obligation to educate people about the danger of plastic, about how to recycle. And this education will increase the awareness of people. And when people's awareness is already enough, when people are already aware about how to recycle, they will start to recycle. And the next is, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to tell you that in Indonesia we already have law about imprisonment, 3 months imprisonment by breaking the law, and the law to pay 15 million for those who break the law. But somehow there are still people who do not recycle, and still many people who break the law. And even if they are caught by the law, they can still make excuse. For example, the 15 million, they can still say that they are too poor to pay the penalty. And what we should do here is that aside of these existing rules, we should add some change to the rules. And I have two solutions for this. The first one is that instead of imprisonment, we should educate people for 3 months. This will this will not only increase their awareness, but this will also make them afraid to break the law, as they prefer to obey the law instead of having their 3 months cut short. And the next change is, instead of paying, we can make them clean the public facility, and this way they have no excuse. They can't say that they are too poor and they have to obey this obligation. In conclusion, I would like to say that I agree with this motion that this House would criminalize individuals who do not recycle. We need to increase the awareness to recycle, and when the awareness is already exists, less damage to the environment will be dealt, and by less damage we can have a better environment and, of course, a better life for all of us. That's all from me. Thank you.